Welcome to another episode of Spice All the Foods here on Bryno's World. And on this episode, I'm going to take a very different approach. Normally on the shows, I just take regular food items like fast food items or just casual stuff and just dump hot sauce or chili pepper powder on them. Today, I'm going to be doing something different. I am actually going to be cooking something and putting spices in it that you wouldn't normally put hot stuff in. Specifically, this. Brownies. Yep, I'm going to take this box of off-brand brownie mix and mix some chili pepper powder into it. Now, this isn't exactly uncommon because there are recipes online that involve this. Typically, they're called Mexican Brownies, where you put cinnamon and chili powder into brownie mix, or a from-scratch recipe for brownies. I'm using this stuff because it's easy and it's cheap, and I don't want to waste good stuff. Now, the recipe calls for the brownies plus anywhere between a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, which makes a lot of sense, and for a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I, however, am not going to do cayenne because that's way too mild for me. Instead, I'm going to be using ghost pepper powder. Yep. I was on the fence between using habanero and ghost pepper powder for these brownies, but I'm not going to be wasting a whole lot of ingredients, and this only cost me $1, so not much wasted if these things are inedible. Well, nothing will stop me from a bad idea, so let's get started. Okay, I've got my ingredients all ready to go, starting with the entire contents of this box. Or maybe this bag, actually. The bag in the box. Up next is some veggie oil, along with some water, these 2 eggs, and lastly the special ingredients, some cinnamon. Let's say that's good enough. And lastly, the ingredient of death, ghost pepper powder. Here we go. And now to mix the crap out of these ingredients. So there is your brownie batter. Your ghost pepper brownie batter. If I wanted to be a kid, I would lick the beaters, but I don't want to do that. One, because there's egg, and second, I don't want to spoil the reaction of the ghost pepper madness. Well, brownie batter with ghost pepper powder is in. Ghost pepper's already invaded my nose and it's not happy. But let's get to baking. This will take me about 50 or so minutes. So I will wait in terror. Well, the timer's gone off, so the brownies should be ready. Let's check them. Oh, wow. All right, let's let them cool off and then get ready to die. Okay, the brownies have cooled off. Now it's time to dig in. Let's see if I can get this out without tearing it to shreds. Oh, that was not bad at all. In hindsight, I probably should have greased that pan. There's a bunch of brownie stuff stuck in it, but too late now. Time for the brownie here. Let me give it a smell first. I definitely smell the cinnamon in there. I think that's going to give it a good touch. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to taste good immediately. I think I'm going to get the hint of cinnamon right away, which I think it's going to give it a really good taste. And then the ghost pepper is going to slowly build and build and build and build. I think there's too much sugar in it for it to be really super spicy, but I've been proven wrong before. So let's bite the bullet, or bite the brownie in this case. To my knowledge, the first ever ghost pepper brownie. Here we go. It definitely has a kick to it. I was right in that the cinnamon does give it a good touch. I think I was right in thinking that the sweetness of the brownies would cut down the ghost pepper a little bit. It is cut down a little bit, but it's also got that familiar rage boost of heat that you get with a ghost pepper and only a ghost pepper. It's very good. Again, like I said before, the cinnamon gives a good touch. Ghost pepper, I think, might be a little bit overkill for this. I think I was right, maybe with long term, maybe going with habanero instead of a ghost pepper, or maybe just stick with the usual recipe and go for cayenne. If I was to eat something like this casually, I probably would have put the cayenne instead of the ghost pepper, or maybe even habanero. Ghost pepper, it's edible, at least by my standards, but it's not something that I would do on a regular basis. Only for super, super chili heads like myself and a few other people I know. But overall, it's good. I would definitely make it again, just cut down on the heat. Well, that will do it for another episode of Spice All the Foods here on Bryno's World. I want to thank you all very much for watching. If you got ideas for weird things I can spice up on this show, please leave a comment down below. Otherwise, don't forget to like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Once again, thanks for watching. Have yourself a good one.